Hi, it's Melanie, and today I want to talk to you about my two favorite sweeteners and how to include them in your diet and how to replace the other sugars that you're using with these two that I definitely prefer. So first I'll tell you how I came to these two and why I don't eat other sugar. So back in 2009, when I was first diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, I learned that it was related to my blood sugar management and insulin regulation. And one of the things I started playing with was the different types of carbohydrates that I was eating and the different types of sugars that I was eating. And pretty quickly, I gave up refined white sugar and replaced it with other natural sweeteners, things like honey and maple syrup, and I felt better. I noticed that any other time that I would have white sugar after that, when I was first, starting this, that I would get a migraine. So I realized pretty quickly that refined sugar was making me feel bad, and I didn't really have the desire anymore to eat it. So that's really kind of one of the best ways to I think kick the sugar habit is just go cold turkey, make a commitment to do it for a little while, and then when you try it again, it'll impact you differently and it'll be easier to stay away from it. But the other thing that really helps is having something to substitute instead of having that sugar. So like I said, I turned to natural sweeteners, and up until about a year ago, that's what I was using. When I was doing any baking in the kitchen or needed any sweetener for any reason, then I would use those natural sweeteners. And I actually ended up doing a 3-week detox program just about a year ago. And I didn't really have weight loss as a goal, but I lost 10 pounds during that program, and I kind of had some puffiness in different areas, like the backs of my arms felt like they were just puffy, and that had been like that for a long time. That went away during that detox. And one of the major things I did was eliminate most of the other sweeteners that I was using, and the only two that I had left were stevia and coconut sugar. So stevia is an herb. It's actually a plant, and my favorite way to use it is in these little liquid droppers. So the one I have here is called Stevia Clear, and this brand is Sweet Leaf. It's the brand I've been using for forever. So there's other brands, but this is the one that I like to use, and they have a lot of flavors. So they do have one that's flavorless, which is nice if you don't want to change the flavor of whatever you're making. And the two that I use most often are vanilla and chocolate. I use these in smoothie recipes. I make a hot chocolate drink or green tea drinks with these. I can show you some of those in the other videos. And the other one that I do have that I like is lemon. So it's nice to have put some lemon in water and put some lemon stevia drops, and then it's like lemonade without the sugar. So stevia is actually 30 times sweeter than sugar, so you only need a few drops. You don't want to overdo it. I probably use anywhere from like 1 or 2 to maybe 7 or 8 drops per cup of liquid, and definitely play around with it, but don't go putting a whole teaspoon or anything. That would be way too much. So start low, and if you're still trying to get out of the soda habit, this is another strategy that I have for doing that. I like to have my clients get carbonated water and then any flavor of stevia they like. There's even soda flavored stevias like root beer stevia, so that you can have that flavor and that carbonation without the detrimental effects of soda. So there's a lot of great benefits to using stevia. I do use it a lot in my kitchen. And the one thing it's not good for, though, is baking. So I have the coconut sugar for that purpose. So coconut sugar comes in 2 forms. There's the granulated coconut sugar, and then there's what they call coconut nectar, which is the liquid, kind of the sap from the coconut tree. So I use both of these, and I use the liquid one to replace any other liquid sweetener that I would use, like honey or maple syrup, and then the granulated one also can be substituted 1-to-1 in a 1-to-1 ratio to any other sugar that you have in other recipes. So that's what I like about these, is that you don't have to do any conversions. It's just straight, sugar. You measure the same way, and the same thing with the liquid. So if you have any recipes where you're still baking with white sugar, I would recommend switching to coconut sugar and see how you feel. It has some more nutrients in it, and it doesn't impact your blood sugar in quite the same way. It's a little bit gentler on your system. So when you eat white sugar, you actually have to rob your body of minerals to be able to process it, and the coconut sugar comes with some of those minerals and nutrients, so you're not having the same negative effects on your body. So I'm excited to tell you about a detox program that's coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's all focused on blood sugar management. So even if you don't have any known conditions that are associated with blood sugar regulation like diabetes or prediabetes, actually your blood sugar is foundational to all of your health concerns and to feeling your best in general. So if you want to have good energy throughout the day, you have some stubborn weight that you can't get rid of, then making sure your blood sugar is balanced is one of the first steps that I would take to addressing those things. So keep an eye out. In the next video, I'll talk about how to register for the upcoming detox. I hope to see you there, and I will talk to you again soon.